Welcome to Memphis. Welcome with your big fat feet on the ground. Hey everyone, welcome to Respawn Aim Fire, the kick-ass irreverent gaming podcast where we talk about all things Santa murdering. I just spent the last 20 minutes talking about singing Christmas carols with Santa murdering things in it. Who was that singing about Santa murdering? That's Chad Michael. Loves to watch it walk away in us. We've got here our usual co-host, Adam. Loves to see it come. Gumbert, how are you, Adam?
Love to see you come, love to see you go. That's my motto.
Adam Cumbert.
Oh, and
Cumbert,
that
that's
witty
good.
joke comes from Joel. Loves to see you stay right where you're at. Campos, how are you, Joel?
I'm doing good. I'm a little irritated that we're late because somebody was sleeping, but that's fine.
Dude, I had to text your wife.
Did you really? She was sleeping
did.
too. She had just woke up. You should have called me.
I did call you.
No. Did you?
I FaceTimed you. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't get that. Oh, you did call me. Oops. Maybe that's
Yep.
what woke me up and I didn't realize because I just checked my text right away.
I called you and then I sent your wife a message like 2 minutes later. Said, in case Joel's phone is doing that stupid text thing again, could you tell your husband we're waiting on him for the podcast? And she, 5 minutes ago, responded, "Oh," with a grimacing face emoji. We are live right now, just a little bit late on twitch.tv/RespawnAimFire. This is a Monday evening around 8:30-ish Easter time. It's almost Easter time. A couple weeks, Jesus comes. Afterwards, you can catch us on demand 2 days later, on Wednesday morning when Jesus has resurrected himself on podcast and YouTube services on Wednesday mornings at 9 a.m. Eastern time. We have a couple of announcements. One of them is to Tittle. Adam, tell me about to Tittle.
Yeah, new episode of the tier list, season 1 finale, by the way. So
Season 1 finale.
yeah, get those votes in if you haven't voted yet for all the episodes. But Kate and Emily from No Small Games joined me to talk about Dave the Diver, and we put Dave the Diver on the tier list. And so go check out that episode to make sure to vote, because end of the season, which means we're going to tally the votes and decide where all these games actually place on the season 1 tier list. So you want to be there for that. So make sure to check it out. Patreon.com/the tier list, or just Adam Gumby, YouTube and podcast services. Enjoy that.
I'm watching The Taskmaster right now on YouTube and binging whole seasons at a time. And they call seasons over in the UK, they call them series. And then there was a running joke in the one season that Jason Mantzoukas was on. He was American, and he kept referring to it as this season, and they kept having to correct him and say it's series. And that was the least funny thing that happened on the show.
Or it's not autumn. Something stupid like that.
Go watch the tier list. Watch that season series finale. We've got a barf game for the month. Barf is a good thing sometimes. It's backlog accomplishment with Respawn and Friends. That's the game you vote on for us to play if you're a patron over on patreon.com/Respawn-Aimfire. And in the month of March, you've asked for us to play Tunic. Tunic. I think that's how that's pronounced. Tunic. It's a little Fox game, Zelda inspired, out on all platforms. Go play that. If you want to participate, tell us what you thought about Tunic. You can do that. Let us know your thoughts, or you can be on the show if you feel like you want to, and you're a normal, like, chill person. If you're one of those, if you're in prison right now, I don't think you're allowed to be on the podcast.
Maybe.
If you're listening to this in prison from a smuggled in cell phone, you owe us money for getting you that cell phone, because every listen counts. So we are smuggling phones into prisons to make sure we are bumping up our user numbers. Your Patreon early access episode for March is here. It is Borderlands movie commentary. That's right. Joel has convinced us to watch Borderlands.
Joel's fault.
Did we? Not only is that Joel's fault, but we also started that one 2 hours late because of Joel's phone as well. So come watch Borderlands along with us. Watch Jamie Lee Curtis and all her friends just act the fuck out of their roles.
I mean, they're all just acting like they're 40 years younger than they actually are. That's all it is.
It's true. Fucking Lilith's wig, everybody. Go and watch that. Watch the movie along with us. It's a great little commentary track. We obviously do not put the movie in our stream because that's illegal, but we do watch it all together and synchronize it, hit play together, and then we all have a good old time. Last thing, PAX East. If you are going to be at PAX East, you have a panel that you can go to, hosted by Adam, love to watch you come Gumbert, Adam Cumbert. He's hosting a panel. It is, talk about it, Adam.
Yeah, it's a game party or game pretty. It's like Jeopardy, but I switched the first word. That is live on Thursday evening in the Condor Theater at 9 a.m. or 9 p.m. 9 a.m. is not late. But yeah, 9 o'clock Thursday night, we'll be doing trivia with the audience and a panel of guests, including Jacob McCourt, who has been on this program many times. And the fun thing is I'm giving away prizes if you answer certain questions right. Hey, we talked about it during the commentary. Maybe I went on Amazon afterwards and bought something. $7.50 on Amazon, baby. Let's go.
I can't wait. I can't freaking wait. All right. Yeah, go to PAX East. Support your mom. Got him. It is a disjointed episode today, but don't worry. We're going to join it all together. But right now, talking about our main quest, everyone. Oh, that silly AI, says Andy Robinson at VGC. We have brand new breaking news, hot off the presses. Ouch. Ooh, Toyota, hot. NVIDIA has announced DLSS 5, the next generation of its image enhancement technology, which it claims is, quote, the most significant breakthrough in computer graphics since the debut of real-time ray tracing. Whereas previous iterations of DLSS used AI technology to upscale game resolution or improve frame rates, DLSS 5 uses an AI model to alter the visuals of supported games with what NVIDIA calls photoreal lighting and materials. This is a quote from NVIDIA. Bridging the divide between rendering and reality, DLSS 5 empowers game developers to deliver a new level of photoreal computer graphics previously only achieved in Hollywood visual effects. However, the DLSS 5 announcement has still been met with significant criticism on social media from games industry professionals, partly due to how it drastically alters the original art direction of its supported games. Steve Karolowicz, a rendering engineer at Respawn, wrote, no relation, DLSS 5 looks like an overbearing contrast, sharpness, and airbrush filter. Remarkably different frames with the rationale of photoreal lighting. Nah, I think I'll stick with the original artistic intent. Joel is playing some B-roll right now from what they showed off, and you can see there is drastic difference between the before and after with DLSS 5 off and on. Adam, tell me your thoughts about DLSS 5.
I mean, I like DLSS as a technology. Never really had any issues with it before. It's nice to get, upgrade your frame rate or upgrade your resolution through some tricks of the machine, and that's fine. This one is a little odd just because it does look so off-putting. So if you're not, watching the show, it basically, like they sort of said, it looks like when you go to those filters or, you run something through an AI generative thing and it takes a picture and makes it look like they sex it up. Like you just take a picture of, the joke has been like the picture of Aloy whenever she was in the game, and then like the after picture where they like airbrush and like make her look more attractive, quote unquote. And that's just what this looks like it does. It's like the lighting completely changes, there's more definition, but then it's also like, they've got these smoldering looks all of a sudden. They look like sexy Squidward out of nowhere, which again, I like the idea of, advanced lighting and photorealistic, but I don't know if it's bad or it's just extremely off-putting, but seeing the difference side by side is extremely off-putting at first, because I'm like, oh, that looks like, again, it looks like you're a weird AI filter you do on Snapchat to make yourself look like a supermodel, but it's just like on the guy from Resident Evil. That's weird.
I think what's so interesting about the technology is that it's not altering the geometry at all. Like the person's face is still the exact same shape, polygons, colors, everything as it was before, but it's just the lighting and the shadows that are changing, and it looks completely different. It looks completely different, especially in like the Resident Evil Grace photo that they were showing side by side.
Now, Joe, real quick, Chad.
Yeah,
this is the only part that I liked. They showed a big vista in Assassin's Creed, and when they turned it on and off, it's like, oh, I can see where there's a lot of shadow and I can't see through all the trees because she's like on top of the a temple or whatever, and it's like, oh, I can actually see what's in the distance now because it's not all shrouded in shadow. That was the only thing that I liked. The faces were weird, but anyways, continue.
Here's what I like about it. I like that you're getting real, or not real, but like accurately simulated shadows and things like on a person's eyes. I think one of the things we just get so used to as gamers that we don't realize is weird is people's eyes in video games look fucking weird as shit. And a lot of it comes down to like the reflections on the eyelids that they like, the little tiny shelf of your eyelid right beside your eye is often like really lit up for some reason in video games. Or teeth is another one where teeth always look fucking terrible. But this, with having the real-time accurate shadows being cast, like the eyelids and the brows are casting the right shadows on those. The lips are casting the accurate shadows onto the teeth. They look more realistic than what we had previously. But to all of these artists' intents, or all of these like artists who are talking about it changes the intent of everything. Like, yeah, it is. Looks like a completely different art style. And so I think for some things that are going for hyper-realism, it can be really helpful. But for things that are more stylized, like I think they showed off a couple of things from the Oblivion remake. It's like this weird-looking half-elf man still looks fucking weird afterwards, and it doesn't quite work the same way as it would for like a natural-looking human being. But I also think what's fucking weird about it is that you have to... Yeah, it's this guy right here. You have to, as a game designer, plan for both. Like, you have to design the game around not having DLSS 5 and how you want it to look a certain way, and then design now for what if people turn on this feature, how do I want my character to look? And you have to somehow make the same geometry and the same gameplay and the same engine look good in both environments. And right now, DLSS 5 is like experimental in it's not like running on anything that's consumer capable right now. I think the Digital Foundry video said they were running it on 2 different GPUs. Like, one of them is running the like ray tracing and the graphics itself, and then they have an entire other 5090 just for the DLSS 5 part of it. And so it's not coming anytime soon, but even when it does come, it's going to be only the best of the best PCs will be able to have this feature on it. So that's a weird, funky thing to have to plan for in your development of how this will all look. Wild stuff. Joel, what are your thoughts on...
Real quick, I got a question for maybe either one of you guys. The whole promise of this generation and the whole technology was that... explain it. Isn't this just what ray tracing was supposed to be, where it's like, oh, all the light is realistic now? But wasn't that the whole promise of ray tracing, was that it's like all the sources of light are realistic? And it seems like DLSS 5 is doing that.
It's technology. It's like, this is the best thing that we've ever done. And this is our intent is going to be, to help. That's what ray tracing was supposed to do. And then path tracing came along. And they're like, path tracing is accurately tracing these rays, not just to their destination, but actually the bouncing around the room and making accurate reflections off of things and colors and light bouncing off of surfaces. And then this is coming along now and we're like, this is actually accurate. So yeah, each iteration is just them getting closer to what they promised the last one was going to be. And I'm sure there's going to be whatever the next technology is going to get even closer to the thing. And they're going to say, this is what it was supposed to be the whole time. But yeah, it sounds like that's the idea. DLSS 5. Well, to be honest, DLSS is not necessarily in the past focused on lighting or anything at all. It's just focused on taking a small image that's rendered at maybe 720 or 1080 and then guessing what that image might look like at 4K so that your computer doesn't have to actually render all of those pixels. And it's just kind of this smart upscaling. This particular instance of it is now working in and guessing at what the actual lighting might have looked like if we were to do it better and what those shadows might look like. So it's a little bit of I guess not the true to life light sources, but guessing it's NVIDIA taking away the artist's intent, I guess, is what it is. Saying, hey, if we were to guess what your actual intent and what you actually wanted these shadows to look like, this is what we might guess that looks like, rather than letting them, well, not necessarily letting them, because they don't have the technology right now. They don't have the processing power to render those things in real time. So yeah, it's a little bit of NVIDIA guessing at intent rather than the artist's actual intent, which is where the controversy comes from. Joel, what's up? What do you think?
I think that DLSS has been an awesome piece of tech up until this point, right? So like DLSS's whole thing is, like Chad said, is generating frames in between your actual frames, right? So if you're able to play a game at 30 frames per second, it'll, up the frames by guessing what would happen in between, right? Using AI. I think that this just takes it a step too far in terms of, while, yeah, like some of the close up face images you're seeing with the DLSS off and on, it kind of accentuates like the wrinkles in a face, or, I don't know, like, the lines within a face, for instance. For instance, like the lady that they were showing from Hogwarts Legacy, she looks way more wrinkly because you can see more of the shadows in her face and stuff. But it definitely like takes away from like the initial artist's intent, because the reason they probably made the face look so wrinkly in the model is to try and make it look however they wanted in the game. And this extra AI filter is just taking that to an extreme, to where it's like, okay, like this 15-year-old Hogwarts student, right? Supposed to be 15. He now looks 28 years old because all of the shadows are hitting, the model that they made in a way that they weren't expecting when they were creating the game. So yeah, I think
that a good analog to that is like developing, when we used to develop games for CRT TVs. And we're like, cool, I can expect a little bit of blurriness and this is all going to look really nice. But then you get in on an HD 4K image and you're like, whoa, this looks gross as shit now that it's all pixelated and crisp and clean. And that's kind of the same as what you were describing there with like, we were anticipating these wrinkles being a little bit blurred.
Yeah. It's going to be weird because like, could a game company potentially sue NVIDIA for having this tech on their game if they didn't want, you know what I mean? Because it's, at what point is it almost like a mod for the game without being a mod for the game? You know what I mean? Like,
you can't sue a modder. Well, I guess you could. I don't know anyone who ever has.
They sue modders all the time. What are you talking about? People mod
what are you talking about?
Trading card simulator, shop simulator. Well, for putting Pokemon in the game, why couldn't they?
Well, yeah, because that's infringing on IP. Not if I added lighting to. They're not going to do anything like that.
You never know.
They probably. I assume. Like, there are games that can, like, disable the use of filters, for instance. And I think there was I can't remember what game it was, but something recently, like, got updated to disable PC players from putting filters on. And filters can be all sorts of things. They can help with, like, color contrast for accessibility. They can help for all sorts of things. But, like, developers have the ability to say, no, I don't want Steam to be able to apply a filter at the system level to this game. And I assume they would have the same kind of control over saying, I don't want DLSS 5 to be able to be used in the rendering of my game or something like that.
I don't.
Just like they can say,
I don't think they're going to be able to do
ray tracing
that.
this game.
I think that NVIDIA's
why not?
response is going to be, okay, well then the user just has to enable DLSS 4 or 4.5 and not 5. I don't.
What's the difference between that and like ray tracing? Like, there are games out there that just don't support ray tracing, even though maybe they're 5090 in their computer and is capable of doing ray tracing. This is kind of the same thing. It's anticipating and guessing at what the light might actually be doing in these games. I assume that it works very similarly. Because
I personally
NVIDIA's
don't care
not putting
either way
ray tracing in your games
I,
that don't have it.
I think that it looks good either way, right? Like, granted, like I understand it. I think it does look better with DLSS 5 on for certain things, right? Like the close up on the faces, I think looks really cool personally. Like the Starfield, I think that looks really fucking cool and like really good, because Bethesda is a company in particular where like faces are just known to be bad looking, and
I just fucking terrible. And that was a great example. The Bethesda face is like a real syndrome. Like, people have Bethesda face, and so whenever they show that actually looking like a human being, again without changing the geometry at all, which is still wild to me, it's like, yeah, I think that's a huge improvement.
Yeah, but it's also going to be one of those things where it's like, how many people are going to get catfished by this? Where like we see gameplay in a show of this DLSS 5, turns out that's a $4,000 PC playing it, and they don't fully disclose that, and then the game launches on Xbox or PlayStation and looks way different.
Yeah. This could certainly be a big differentiator for like PC gaming versus PlayStation and Xbox, because I mean, Pisser 2 is coming out today, and Pisser 2 is nowhere near having the capability of doing something like this. But yeah, those comparison videos on IGN when the new game launches, like, those are going to become more and more stark than they have ever been.
Yeah, and I think that Digital Foundry is getting a lot of backlash for this because their coverage of this almost feels like an advertisement for NVIDIA, and at no point did they like push back on the tech at all. They're just kind of like,
Yeah.
"Oh yeah, this is DLSS 5 and it's really cool. It changes things a lot, like for the better." But like they don't push back on it, which is probably part of whatever deal they made to, talk about this early and have this, access that they do. But I did see on I don't know if it was Twitter or Blue Sky, but somebody from Digital Foundry just like one of the main guys is just straight up not happy because like apparently the coverage of this was not disclosed to the whole company, and like obviously people look highly up at Digital Foundry for videos like this, comparing tech and news and tech, and the company as a whole is just getting backlash because it does seem like a huge ad for NVIDIA and DLSS, but it's not. I'd say that most gamers are not happy with it right now just because of the AI portion of it. But what's weird?
Though. Give it time. I think we'll get used to it.
I think we'll get used to it too. But what's weird to me though is like nobody got mad about the AI stuff with DLSS when it was just making their game run 120 frames per second when it should only be running 60 frames a second. You know what I mean?
Well, AI wasn't a hot topic word back then, so no one cared. Now they don't like the word anymore.
I think it takes a different step though with the lighting involved, and it takes a step more towards altering it rather than just making it perform better. I think this is right. I think the Digital Foundry thing of it is they're reviewing and talking about the technology, not necessarily like the effects of the technology or the impact of the technology. And I think about this a lot with a lot of tech companies. Like you'll see at a big keynote presentation for the next Gemini or the next whatever, and they're like, we're going to point our camera at a bag of chips and we're going to ask Gemini, what's in this? And it'll be able to recognize the bag of chips and tell me it has cornstarch and blah, 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 blah. And I'm thinking, that's really technically impressive that the camera can recognize what that is, match that across a database, and generate all this information about what's in that bag of chips. But as a user, that's fucking dumb. And no one's ever going to do that. I'm going to flip the bag over and read what's in the fucking bag of chips. That's the good way to do this.
Are you sure?
And I think that's kind of this. Like, it's a technically impressive thing that DLSS 5 is doing, and they are excited about that as Digital Foundry, but they're not reviewing or even bringing up the impact of what this might bring to the game industry, like this technology versus impact.
It's true. We'll see. We won't know till this fall.
We'll see how this all. Yeah, we'll see.
And
how this
only
all
50
ends
series.
up
I
out.
bet this is only like a 5080 and up card. I bet it's not like retroactive.
Well, yeah, especially right now, they're like in the lab. We have it running on a single GPU, single top of the line, best of the best GPU. But we don't yet have that running in a demo scenario.
Which is weird because the rumor is that they're not releasing new cards this year, like a new upgrade, just because of the RAM shortage and stuff. So, yeah it's definitely interesting. I want to know, what do you think in terms of how long does it take like something like Pisser to catch up to this, right? Like PSSR is so far behind in terms of, on this front. And even AMD's FSR, I think they're on FSR 3 now, is, it's catching up, but still they're following behind NVIDIA. NVIDIA really got the jump on all this AI, generating frames and resolution stuff. How far are we from seeing something like this on like a console? It's got to be like 5 years at least, right?
Longer than that.
It's
If you wanna be
entire
able to afford it.
generations away.
Yeah.
I think right now because.
Well, Chad, you might be able to correct me. I'm pretty sure the architecture of the PS5 and the Xbox Series is basically equivalent to a graphics card from like 2019. And graphics card from 2019 isn't doing any of this shit. So there's no way that a PS5 or an Xbox One can do this shit, period.
The technology that they're showing off right now is experimental on the top of the line consumer graphics card you can possibly buy. And I am pretty sure, based on Xbox's announcements at GDC, their next generation, the technology is probably close to locked. And I doubt that they have anything close to a 5090 going in that thing if they're going to make it a consumer level console product, especially with Asha saying we're returning to Xbox as like an ecosystem and things that we want everyone to buy. So I doubt that that entire generation of Xbox consoles is going to be capable of pulling off something like this. Unless this technology comes out and then over time gets refined and is able to run more efficiently and more effectively. But really, it just comes down to it comes down to these chipsets that these companies are using having the neural processing power on device in the chipset itself to be able to render these types of things. And I don't think that Xbox is going to have that. PlayStation hasn't really shown their hand at when the next generation might come. So if theirs is still 2-3 years away, there's a possibility that they might still be able to pivot to include something that's powerful enough to render something like this in real time. But I still doubt that's coming to a consumer product. Maybe the PS6 Pro at the earliest. But other than that, it's got to be
what
the
improvements?
next gen.
What improvements did PSSR 2.0 have? I saw that tweet this morning, and then I saw this Digital Foundry stuff, and then I realized pretty quickly that NVIDIA was just dropped even more than PlayStation did this morning. Is it just more of the same?
I don't remember. I don't remember what the new differences were with Pisser 2 versus original Pisser.
Yeah, I just know there were more games. I didn't actually see the differences.
Old Pisser?
Yeah, old Pisser.
Of course, this doesn't help. This doesn't help that Adam and I are watching this at
the grass
3 frames
went
a
from
second
you could
over
see
Video
15
Ninja.
blades, and now you can see 16 blades of grass. So shout out to Pisser 2.0.
It honestly looks exactly the same to me. It's
does a
one
little
of
bit.
those things where you will not notice the difference until you listen to this Digital Foundry video, and he's like, well, yeah, if you look at the one blade of grass, you can see that this. And it's like, oh, well, I never would have noticed that playing the game anyway.
It was like the ratchet and the balloons thing. It's like, there's an extra balloon back there, guys, if you play on PS5 Pro. It's like, okay.
Yeah. You can see in some of the grass in the background, there's a little bit better anti-aliasing maybe on some of it, but that also might just be me wishfully thinking that that's what I see. Who knows?
It's just hard to be able to notice anything when NVIDIA just had this huge bombshell of a tech drop.
That's what I feel like DLSS 1, 2, 3, and 4 have been with NVIDIA, and then it wasn't until DLSS it's just been those incremental improvements that if you didn't tell me I was looking at something different, I wouldn't have necessarily known. But then 5 comes along and says we're fucking with the lighting now and rendering that differently, and that's where we're like, oh shit, that's a huge difference. I did notice on this one a little bit more contrast and color on the right hand side one.
Maybe I'll finally go back and beat Beetleguard with this new update. Maybe this will be the
Beetleguard.
I got that new Pisser update. I got to take advantage of the Pisser.
Throw that old Pisser out the window.
Pisser and Cumbert.
Yeah, AI, man.
All right, so we'll keep an eye on this.
It's cool and scary all at the same time.
Yeah, cool and scary as long as it's used for useful things that it should be used for. Then we come to playtime. We're talking about what we played this week. Playtime. I played nothing new. I beat Cinnabar Island's Gym. There's something new. I'm playing Pokemon Leaf Green, as we all know. And this is the first time I've ever played any of the GBA games. Actually, no, I lied. I played Emerald this year. But I'm playing Leaf Green for the first time. And I beat the Cinnabar Island gym. And I did not expect, right after beating that gym, somebody's like, hey, come with me, get on this boat, and we're going to go to one island, and I need your help over here, and somebody's daughter's missing. And I was like, what the fuck is this storyline? What the hell is one island? And in the most uninspired naming scheme ever, even in Pokemon is like, oh, we're going to name our towns after colors and types of trees. And then this is like, these islands are named 1 island, 2 island, and 3 island.
The classic 1, 2, 3.
Yeah. And I'm like, what the fuck? What is going on here? And I was like, had to go from island to island searching for this lost kid and this hypno that was scaring everybody. And I was like, this is brand new. So it's nice to be surprised by something in a Gen 1 Pokemon game. Well, technically Gen 3, but it's a remake of a Gen 1 game. So yeah, other than that, I'm playing all the same shit. Playing Arc Raiders, fucking loving it. And I am, as soon as I beat Leaf Green, I'm pretty sure I'm going to get Pokopia. So Joel, I assume you're going to talk about Pokopia right now since it's on the screen.
Yeah, so Pokopia came out, immediately sold out everywhere because I'm a physical boy when it comes to my Nintendo consoles. I don't know why. That's just how I am. It sold out immediately everywhere. I couldn't find it for the life of me that weekend after everybody started talking about how good it was. And then finally, like the Monday after it came out, it like dropped on Best Buy, and I looked in my store, got a few copies in, so I went and picked it up. Me and Elise have been playing this and absolutely fucking loving it. We've only played like 5-ish hours, I'd say, but we've been enjoying playing it together. It's been a ton of fun. Yeah, it's just like, if this came out, so like I played a lot of Animal Crossing throughout, COVID, like everybody did, right? Everybody bought Animal Crossing, and everybody was buying Nintendo Switches at the time. Everybody was, selling their what was it?
Reluctantly.
Yeah, everybody was selling turnips on the market.
Fucking turnips.
Yeah,
Twice a day. What are your turnip prices? What are your turnip prices?
And like I enjoyed playing Animal Crossing because everybody else was playing it. If this game came out when Animal Crossing came out during COVID, I may not be alive today, because this game is like, it's like crack cocaine. It does everything that Animal Crossing does and just like elevates it in my mind, in terms of like being able to spin the camera around, right? You're in this whole 3D world. You're not just stuck to, one camera view the whole time. It's got the whole Minecraft aspect of it, where you can build blocks around to like, build a house, build, a structure, stuff like that. And like, me and Elise are just taking so much time. Like, first of all, the ground starts off dry. You have to hydrate everything. It's kind of a slug. I don't know. I saw a TikTok before that you can suck up a bunch of water and drop it everywhere, and it would like hydrate a bunch of the water or a bunch of the ground, but we haven't gotten that to work. But right now it's just like, Elise literally spent like 40 minutes. Like, we'll take turns where it's like, all right, you want to play? Yeah, sure. And then she literally spent like 40 minutes just walking around splashing water on everything just to get the grass to get green. But yeah, we're just enjoying it. Like, all of the side quests in terms of like, hey, go help Squirtle. Squirtle wants you to he wants a bed. Go build Squirtle a bed. Like, all right, cool. I can do that. We are trying to unlock Onyx. Onyx is stuck in a cave, and we need him to bulldoze some shit.
Help me, stepbrother. I'm stuck.
Yeah, help me, stepbro. I'm stuck in the cave washing machine. Yeah, it's a ton of fun. It's a great game, and it's super addicting. The story's pretty interesting. The premise of the story is that you're a Ditto, and you are transforming into what your trainer looked like. Right? Or what you think a trainer. I don't remember if it's your trainer specifically or just what you think a human looks like. And you are
using DLSS 5 to assume what you thought a human looked like.
Exactly. But there's no humans around. You're working with Tangrowth to try and get the humans to come back. And that's the gist of the story. I know Chad said that he looked up the ending and it intrigued him to want to play the game. Obviously, I don't know how it ends. I don't want to know how it ends till I get there, but I imagine it's going to make me really sad and want to cry, but we'll see. Yeah, I'm enjoying this game a lot. It's a ton of fun. I didn't have any
affinity for this Ditto at all, and I watched it, and I'm like, I'm going to go home and hug my dog.
Yeah, I want to go buy all those Ditto plushies now. They're so cute and creepy.
Dude, although, I know Audrey's not listening to this. I was trying to find a Ditto plushie of Togepi to send her for her birthday coming up in a few days. And they don't have Togepi. They have all these other Pokemon, but no fucking Togepi.
Hold on. I'm trying to find a thumbnail. Because this is like, I'm pretty sure this is going to, like, at some point, it's going to haunt my nightmare. Anyway.
It's going to haunt your nightmare.
Yeah. Jerica posted a thumbnail of her playing Pokopia, and it fucking is terrifying. Because they made her look like a Ditto, and it's so creepy.
They made Jerica look like a Ditto?
Yeah, in the thumbnail. Hold on. Why can't I find their fucking YouTube channel?
Is there spaces, maybe? I don't know.
Is it JK Games
click on that one and then go to the other one.
Yeah, so I'm trying to do. I'm trying. What the fuck?
Space
gotta jump through hoops.
Cases.
Gotta jump through hoops. Where is it? Maybe it is on the JK Games one.
Another Pokemon, a mythical Pokemon to help you travel through dimensions with donuts.
Hold on.
Hoopas.
I'm going to find
this. Go to JK. I'm very curious what this is going to look like now, everyone. If you're on audio, go quickly over to JK Games on YouTube and see what this thumbnail is.
Look at this thumbnail.
God.
I'm telling you, like, now it's gonna be one of those things now where it's like, I'm gonna be having a dream, and it's gonna be a good dream where it's like, oh, I get to hang out with all my Destiny friends, all my friends I text every day. Oh, there's Chad, there's Matt, there's Dallas, there's Audrey, and I'm gonna look and see Jerica, and it's gonna turn to a horror. It's a nightmare dream. Hey, Chad. And this is what Jerica's gonna look like in my fucking nightmares now.
This needs to be the thumbnail of the episode, just so the listeners can understand what they're looking at.
It's nightmare fuel. That highly recommend not photoshopping any of your friends or loved ones to look like dittos, because it'll haunt your dreams.
Oh, crazy shit. All right. Is that it?
Adam, what are you playing?
Two things that are interesting.
Ooh!
A friend of ours hit me up. They were the guys from the Friday Night Gamecast who were, when we were doing the game show stuff, they were on that one of those episodes we did. But Nick hit me up and said, hey, I heard on the podcast you're playing Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. And I said, yes, I am. And he said, you're going to beat it so we can talk about it on the show? So I'm continuing to play Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. So I'll one day do a podcast with those guys over there. Yeah, game's so good. The more I play of it, and then I looked up, like, there's always those articles of like 10 tips to know when you start a game. And I was like,
I wish I would have known this before I started Kingdom Come Deliverance 2.
Yeah, so I started
I would have known it was a boring as shit game before I started.
No, that game fucks hard, dude. I'm now in the open world where you can just do whatever you want to do. I found a 500... And you only had
to play 10 hours to get there.
No, I didn't. It didn't take me very long. And I had I got the super move that you could do. It's definitely open-ended and it can beat the shit out of you early on. But if you just play for a couple hours and, again, look up a tip thing, it's like, oh, here's how to make the game not fight you at the very, very beginning. And now I'm in the part where it's like, oh, this game's good as fuck. So I will continue to play that. But shout out to, what a good video game. You wouldn't think. I'm living in a stinky-ass 1400s world. I fuck with it, though. We're having a good time.
So stinky.
Dude, wait.
With good haircut scissors.
Wait till Pisser gets a hold of that game. It's going to look like fucking The Simpsons.
Hey, Chad, you literally have to take baths or, like, put your body in a trowel to get your stank off of you. People are like, you fucking stink. Get away from me.
Yeah,
like,
but you got to do it every day?
Nah, just whenever you get stinky.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because whenever you think you get stinky is way past when you actually got stinky.
Well, the game tells you when these people think you're stinky. They're used to stink. It's not a big deal.
Yeah, but listen, exactly. They're used to stink, and how many people in your daily life will tell you if you have bad breath, or will tell you if you've got some BO going on? Only your closest people. Yeah. No one else is going to tell you. They're just going to judge you for it.
Everyone's telling Henry all the time. Also,
by the time you get told in this game that you're stinky, it's way too late.
I mean, it's a video game. You're not really stinky. But I also walked past a bathhouse, and apparently you can pay for extra services at the bathhouse. I did not have enough money to do it.
I'm back in.
I was like, I got to go get some money to get to the bathhouse and have some fun. But anyways, I will continue to play that for Friday Night Gamecast.
You know what? As an experiment, I want to get to that point and then wait until like my wife is like sitting on the couch next to me on TikTok or something, and then just go to it and do it and see if she even notices.
Because like she even pays attention.
Because like most of the time I'm in there, like I'm playing F1 or something, she's just hearing like an engine roaring through the speakers. She doesn't give a fuck. And like I'll literally start making that sound with my voice, and it makes her more annoyed than just hearing the engine in the game, just full blast. So yeah, I'm gonna do that and see if she even notices.
That's funny. And then the other thing that I'm doing, Joel, you might have seen this in a particular Discord server. I received a code to review WWE 2K26. So the thing about that is that, I mean, it's a sports game. It's a WWE game. I've always enjoyed those, but to be able to get a code for that, which is like, that means that Take-Two 2K, the company, had to give a code, which I was like, I think those guys are pretty stingy with stuff sometimes. But it's been really fun to be able to have a chance to do that. I mean, it's wrestling, and it's got a shit ton of content.
What are the chances we could request a second code and be like, yeah, we really want to test out the online capabilities?
Joe, every time that I ask for a code, it has multiplayer. I'm like, well, everyone needs to play it to be able to have opinions. Yeah. I try to pitch that every time. Yeah, I don't know if you'll be able to, but it's the thing where like, it's a sports game that took a break and then got really good, and every year they just continue to get better. They're starting to do a couple of the practices like now. So before you would like buy a season pass and then like, oh, the new wrestlers are out. I get my 5 new wrestlers. But now it's like there's a battle pass in it. So it's a good and a bad thing because now you can no longer just buy the season pass and get wrestlers, but you can earn stuff for free just by playing the game. You can microtransaction, but you just play the game. So it's like, okay, I'm used to just having stuff unlocked, but you can play the game to unlock it. That's the one change. I'm like, we're starting to go towards NBA 2K kind of a thing where it's like, oh, now it's just grind and pay money to unlock stuff, but we're not there yet.
The island. You're going to spend your life savings on the island.
Yeah, I don't mess with the island at all. But again, the rest of it is great. Like the gameplay, the ragdoll stuff that we're looking at in the video right now. It's wild.
They added ragdoll physics to the game where it's like essentially if you fall from a certain height or something, it takes into effect. You can see like I'm just seeing TikToks every day of people just launching people off of like buildings and shit. It's just like so unrealistic. And the fact that this kind of stuff is in the game is so funny to me.
It's so fun. I punched Randy Orton like near the edge of a he like fell over near the edge of a ladder and I like kicked him and he like fell all the way down and hit on his neck. And I was like, oh, Randy's dead. My God, that's crazy. But in this game, it's over the top and pretty fun. But overall, the gameplay is so good in these games. So those are always fun. Ton of wrestlers. All that is super fun. The showcase mode with CM Punk. But I'm just like, let's not go too far into, the neighborhood or whatever that NBA 2K became.
The island.
The island's there. I have to play it. I haven't touched it yet for review because I'm going through the other stuff. But really, really solid games that are very fun. So shout out to that. But I'll have that review up.
Did you get the deluxe edition?
Hey, bud, let me tell you. We'll talk offline. Every time you ask for a code from 2K, maybe they send you the most expensive edition every single time.
I knew that was the case.
They want you to convince people that the most expensive stuff is the best. They want to please you and make it sound as good as possible.
Maybe so.
Adam's about to get into the island and fucking have a 99 overall character is what's about to happen. And he's going to be like,
10 out of 10.
The island is amazing. It's so much fun.
It's the best thing ever. But no, we'll see. The other stuff, the actual gameplay is good. That's fun. But yeah, again, I'll have a review for that on GameSandwich.com sometime this week so you can have more in-depth thoughts. That's it for that. Chad, I need my song.
Segment from Adam. That's from the Nickelodeon TV show Space Cases.
Space Cases. You guys, if you get Paramount Plus, go watch Are You Afraid of the Dark? Because that show was a lot goofier than I remember it being. But anyways, Joel, I'm about to share it. This week, we're going to play Bracket Battle. Again, another sports thing for Chad. Chad, March Madness is going to go on, which is college basketball, where all the college basketball teams play to see who's the best one.
I made March Madness. I taught a class today for work, and I mentioned March Madness in it out of nowhere. And
Did anyone ask you a follow-up question?
Nope.
You were like, But no. So what I've decided to do is I've made a bracket of video games. And Joel, I'm getting ready to share my screen with you. Here we go. So this is for the visual people. Again, I will tell the people online what we're looking at. But what I've done is we have 16 games. And they're grouped up in fours by what kind of game they are. So we have sports, we have RPGs, we have mystery games, and we have first-person shooters. The way that this bracket works is, you guys don't look it up, I am on Metacritic right now, and I know every score for every game on this list. I need you to tell me, we're going to go pick by pick, and you're going to guess what is the better reviewed game until we get down to the best game that's on this bracket.
Are these are randomly generated, I assume?
Yes, don't pay no mind to the seating. I had to make a bracket with seating numbers on it. So they're just going, you tell me this one reviewed better, and then we'll move on. If you get it correct, you'll get a point, whatever. So guys, keep track of your points down here somewhere. So we're going to start off in the sports category. Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 for the PlayStation 1 or NBA Street Volume 2 for the PS2. Which one do you guys think reviewed better? Chad, you can go first.
Oh.
Well, okay, we'll go. Joel, you saying NBA Street?
Yep.
Chad, what do you think out of those two?
I think just from listening to Blessing talk about it, kind of funny, it's going to be NBA Street Volume 2.
All right, you guys both saying NBA Street?
Yep.
The game moving on in this bracket is actually Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1. It's a 92.
That's right.
On Metacritic. NBA Street Volume 2 is a No, excuse me. It's a 90. I'm not going to tell you the scores from now on because it might ruin future matchups. Just a heads up. But technically, Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 is the one moving on. What? Start tournament? Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
Yeah, create an account.
Create an account.
I'm not making a fucking account for anything. What is going on here? Let me play the game. Okay, guys. I have completely screwed that up. Oh, my God.
Oh, no.
Oh, here it is. That's all I was trying to do. And I will zoom in for you. So
We'll
ignore
ju-
that. But
we'll
you
just
guys got it wrong.
memorize it.
Yeah,
just
you guys got it
memorize
wrong. 0 points. Yeah, no problem. I will not tell you the scores in the future. All right. Next up, we have Madden NFL 2004 versus SSX on tour. What do you guys think scored better? Chad.
2004, I feel like this was like in the heyday of Madden before everyone started just being mad that it was the same game every year, but sometimes worse. And so I'm going to say Madden NFL 2004.
All right, Joel,
I'm also going Madden 04 just because that's one of my favorite Madden games. And also I feel like this is kind of a trap because that's not the best SSX game is my guess. So I'm going to go Madden 04.
Is it the best reviewed one, though? Who knows? You two in lockstep are both correct. Both give yourself a point. Madden does win this matchup against SSX on tour. I will not tell you the scores yet, but yes, that Madden does move on. Yeah, give yourself. Yeah, Joel and Chad both get a point for that one. Next, we're going to move on to our RPG category. First matchup is Kingdom Come Deliverance 1 versus Dragon's Dogma Dark Arisen, which is like the Game of the Year DLC edition of Dragon's Dogma. So Kingdom Come Deliverance 1 versus Dragon's Dogma Dark Arisen. Joel, you are up first.
I'm going to go Kingdom Come Deliverance for no reason.
Okay. Chad?
I'm going Kingdom Come Deliverance because I feel like that's the only reason why people cared about the second one is because the first one was so good. Whereas I feel like Dragon's Dogma 2 was a little bit of a surprise at how good it was compared to the first one.
You see me there picking the ones.
Come, Kingy.
All right. So moving on in this, it was a close game, but actually, Dragon's Dogma 2, Dark Arisen, takes the win over Kingdom Come Deliverance 1.
Well, shit in my ass.
Well, tough stuff. You guys have another guess in the second round. It's no big deal. Next up, Mass Effect Andromeda versus Divinity Original Sin 1. I think Chad's first on this one. Yeah.
Divinity Original Sin.
Okay. Joel.
I'm going to go Mass Effect Andromeda.
Okay. The better reviewed game is Divinity Original Sin. Chad gets 1 point. Divinity Original Sin moves on. Moving on to our other side of the bracket, which is mystery games. We have up first Sherlock Holmes The Awakened versus The Wolf Among Us. Joel, you're up first. Sherlock Holmes The Awakened versus
The
Wolf Among Us.
The Wolf Among Us, just because people won't shut the fuck up about The Wolf Among Us.
Remember 2? Remember how 2 was supposed to come out 3 years ago? Anyways.
Everyone's like, oh, The Wolf Among Us. Oh, where the fuck is The Wolf Among Us? It's like, there are better games out there, I'm sure. I've never played it.
You want to tell me how not to play a fucking game is just keep talking about it. You know?
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up about Wolf Among Us.
Good Lord, Joel. Okay, Chad, what are you thinking?
No, I feel the same way because I feel like this is the like game that put Telltale on the map. So it's and the one that everyone's like sucking their dick about. So I'm gonna say Wolf Among Us.
Okay, give yourself both 1 point. Wolf Among Us did review better and does win that matchup. Our next mystery game is Among Us versus LA Noire, the VR case files.
First, I'm surprised Among Us even had enough review. Well, I guess people might have reviewed it years later, but I'm trying to in my brain say, are the reviews from when it launched, when no one cared about it, or are reviews during the pandemic when it blew up and everyone fucking was playing Among Us all the time? Versus LA Noire, which I feel like gets a bad rap.
LA Noire, the VR case file specifically.
Yeah.
It's technically the VR version.
Which I'm going to assume was new and novel. So I'm going to say LA Noire, VR case files.
I gotta go Among Us, just because I didn't even know there was a fucking VR version of LA Noire.
Yeah, apparently there is. Joel, you're going to take 1 point on that. Among Us does move on past LA Noire. Next, we're moving on to our first-person shooter category. We have Halo 3 ODST versus Resistance Fall of Man. Joel, I need you to give me...
Halo 3 ODST has to win it. It better. I'm going to be upset if it doesn't.
Okay, Chad, what are you thinking?
I'm gonna say, God, I don't like. It's boring to choose the same thing Joel chose, especially because I think we're tied right now. But I think it's Halo 3 ODST. I feel like that's the one that everyone's like, oh my God, oh, no, because then people are like, I'm not playing as Master Chief. This game sucks. I'm gonna go Resistance Fall of Man, Xbox v PlayStation.
One of you is correct, and that person
That's how
is
it works.
Chad. Resistance Fall of Man is reviewed better and technically wins that matchup over Halo 3 ODST. And our last matchup is Wolfenstein: The New Order versus Uncharted: Golden Abyss. Which one of those games reviewed better? Chad, I think you're up first.
Oh, Wolfenstein's The New Order.
I'm going to go Wolfenstein as well. Is Golden Abyss a first-person shooter?
That's the Vita game.
Yeah, I guess that one's not a first-person shooter.
Oh,
whatever.
No, it's not a first-person shooter.
Yeah, well,
it's a
shooters.
first-person rubber. You had to rub all the little, like, charcoal drawings.
Rub it hard. In fact, this is like when a 16 seed beats a number 1 seed. Uncharted Golden Abyss moves past Wolfenstein: The New Order.
Oh, shit.
All right, moving on to our second round. We have Tony Hawk Pro Skater going against Madden 2004. Which one does better?
Pro Skate, baby. Pro Skate.
All right, Joel, what are you thinking?
I'm going to go Madden 04.
Madden 04, Michael Vick, everyone loves him. Tony Hawk, Anthony, everyone's favorite dad. Michael Vick wins out in this one. Madden 04 is
Oh, man.
the game that wins this matchup.
Everybody loves
right.
Mike Vick in that game. Everybody
Mike
loves
Vick
him.
is great. Next up, we have Dragon's Dogma Dark Arisen versus Divinity Original Sin. Which one of those is better, according to Metacritic, and wins this matchup in the bracket?
I'm going to go Divinity Original Sin.
I'm also saying Divinity because I feel like Dragon's Dogma wants to be Divinity.
Okay, and you both earned yourself a point there. Divinity Original Sin does beat
Yummy.
Dragon's Dogma Dark Arisen. Next up, we have your guys' favorite game, apparently, of all time, Wolf Among Us versus Among Us. A lot of Among Us right now. Wolf Among Us.
Wolf Among Us versus Among Us. I'm going to say Wolf Among Us.
All right. Joel, what are you thinking here?
This is hard. I'm going to say Among Us just because fuck Wolf Among Us, you know?
Wow. With such strong language, Joel, your game has won. It's a matchup in this bracket. Among Us does move on. Next, we have PlayStation shooting games. Resistance, Fall of Man versus Uncharted Golden Abyss. Which one did better? I think, Chad, you're up first. Oh, no, Joel's first.
Joel's
first.
first last time.
I'm going to go Uncharted. Golden Abyss.
Is it... We're reviewing, like, the new... Like, this proves what a Vita can do game from Sony versus this proves what the PS3 can do game from Sony. I'm going to go Resistance Fall of Man.
The winner is Resistance Fall of Man. Sorry, Drake. You're dead, buddy. All right.
Dead Drake.
By the way, I just this doesn't really give anything away just because one was higher than the other. Uncharted Abyss or Golden Abyss is actually an 80 on Metacritic, so not too bad. Not too bad. All right. Well, we are now down to our final four. What is the total score at the moment, you guys?
I don't know. I was mentally keeping track for a little bit, and then I stopped. Okay. Oh, Joel's only making... I think we're only off by, like, 1 point, so he's either ahead by 1 or I'm ahead by 1. I don't know.
And we'll never know.
Yeah, I guess we won't know. I guess we'll say it's a close race.
This last one is worth, like, 17 points.
Yeah, that's what we're going to do. So I need to know what's a better reviewed game, and the winner of the Final Four bracket here, is it Madden NFL 2004 or Divinity Original Sin 1?
Madden 04, baby. Mike Vick. Never disappoints. Never did anything
You
wrong.
keep saying Mike Vick.
I just got to go Divinity.
The winner is, we don't know the scores, but I think this is going to make a big shakeup. Madden 2004 does beat out Divinity Original Sin.
Damn.
On the other side, we have Among Us and we have Resistance Fall of Man. Which one of those is the winner?
Among Us.
I'm going to go Resistance. I want to say different.
With a difference of 1 point on Metacritic, Among Us is 1 point less than Resistance Fall of Man. Resistance Fall of Man is the winner there. I think Joel kind of has it just by getting those last couple right. But just for fun, what is the best game in this bracket according to Metacritic? Is it Madden NFL 2004 or Resistance Fall of Man?
I really want it to be Madden 04, so I'm going to say Madden 04.
We have to believe that fame and sports can get you anywhere in this country. And it doesn't matter what you do. Michael Vick is going to come out on top. Madden NFL 04.
Yes, with a score of 86 to 94 on Metacritic, and Madden NFL 2004 does beat Resistance Fall.
94?
Madden NFL
Holy
2004,
shit.
one of the highest rated games ever on Metacritic. By the way, it won, it wasn't called the Keeleys at the time, but it did win the Spike Game Awards. And it also won IGN's Game of the Year. Madden NFL 2004 was a fucking moment. And it wins this year's bracket battle. Congratulations to Michael Vick in Madden NFL 2004. Oh, very good. I'm about to go get my ice cream, so keep talking.
Hell yeah. Thanks for that segment from Adam. That brings us to our Game on Game Show. The Game on Game Show, we play a game called Game on Game Show. The game show on Game Show, game. While I wait for Adam to come back, I'll reveal that I don't have a Game on Game Show for this segment. And
Make
instead,
it up.
we're
Make
gonna
it up on the fly.
We're gonna do a KKK. We're doing a not cozy KKK question. We swear it's not the KKK question of the week. Cozy question of the week.
I do want to say Madden 04 banger soundtrack. Go listen to it. Those old Madden games, like, so good. The soundtracks. Highly recommend.
Wouldn't know.
First time I ever heard Green Day was on a Madden soundtrack.
I remember my first beer. So for our cozy question of the week, I need a number, Joel, from
6.
1 to 17.
6.
Okay. Adam, I need a whole integer from 12 to 7.
12 to 7, huh? Give me 11.
Oh, it doesn't matter what you said because I'm making
minute.
up a question right now.
Wait a minute. 7, so we can have 6, 7.
You remember when cars used to have antennas on them, and there was like a whole product category of the balls that you would put on the top of your antenna, like the Jack in the Box guy, or the little 76 gas station globe that you'd put on top of it. Or the
remember 76 gas stations?
Yeah. Those don't exist anymore. That's a whole product category that doesn't exist anymore thanks to advancements in cars.
No,
is that part of the question?
No, they still exist. They just converted them all into weapon charms in Call of Duty now.
And they're all AI generated, and you have to pay extra for them.
Yeah, exactly.
The question this week is: Ditto is obviously terrifying as a person and every other Pokemon, etc., etc., etc. I'm trying to make up a question as I continue to say this stuff right now off the top of my head. What other video game character do you think would be equally as terrifying if we were to take that video game thing and apply it to Jericho's face?
Oh my god. I don't know that anything tops how creepy that looks. It's just like the two bead eyes and the line of a weird creepy smile. Like, I don't think anything could beat it.
The real question is, what is the spookiest? What is the most unsettling video game Photoshop, right? That's what we're really thinking of here, Chad. Basically,
I guess so, yeah.
I'm trying to think of like those weird automaton monster. I can't remember the game, but it's like a weird automaton and open its face up, and there's a thing underneath it, and just like your face popping out of that. I think would be pretty fucked up. I can't think of the game though. For the life of me, it's not.
You know what I want,
but something like that.
You know what I want now? Are you thinking about like that? Is it Clockwork something?
It's a game like that, but I can't think of what it's called. Yeah.
I want to morph the question a little bit and say, what iconic video game characters do we want to see a Photoshop mashup of Jericho? And I'm going to throw out there, what is his name? Craig from Halo Infinite? Craig the Brute?
Yeah, Craig the Brute.
I want to see Jericho as Craig. We've already seen her as Ditto. What else should we see her as? I think we'll formally write her a note to ask her to do all of these.
One of the first things I thought of was a grunt from Halo. Like, I think anybody just mashed up with a grunt would be creepy and funny just because of, like, how short and, like, you know, they move like this, like side to side, you know, something like that. In terms of creepy, though, I don't know. Maybe just making somebody a doll. Like, make anybody look like a doll, and that's creepy to me. Right? Like, M3gan, for example. That's a creepy fucking doll.
Yeah.
I got two for you. Putting anyone's face on a dragon is funny to me. You like elongate in Photoshop and make it a little long one. Or
I got one. Not necessarily a game, but like Thomas the Tank Engine. If you Thomas the Tank Engine-ify somebody's face, that's creepy.
Yep.
That's a good one. The other one I'm thinking of is, think about it in Batman Arkham. Whenever Batman like gets a guy on the ground and like twists his arm and breaks his arm or whatever, and he's like, this guy will never walk again, but I didn't kill him. The animation when Batman is killing that person, just put your face on that. Because it reminds me when Chad, it's forever ago, when you did the Photoshop of like theme park restrooms or whatever, and it's Batman dropping down and you screaming in a toilet. It's the funniest shit of all time. From that, but just do it in Arkham game, but your face is on a goon getting fucking murdered in Batman.
Love it. Cool. That's been the Cozy's. I swear this isn't the KKK segment question of the week. Cozy's question.
No, it's KKK, but you know, like QUE, 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 like in Spanish.
What?
KKK?
What? There's an animated show or some kind of character who like that's their thing. What?
It's the mom from South Park. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Stan's mom?
Oh, Kyle's mom. The mayor,
mom.
Right?
Kyle's
no,
mom.
Not the Jewish, Jewish mom. I don't remember which one.
Yeah, Jewish mom. That's Kyle's mom. Yeah. What? Yeah, you're right.
What?
That's
yeah, she does 100%.
All right, everyone. That's it. Thank you so much for listening. While we were podcasting and the boys were talking about, I don't know, March Madness or something sports related, I uploaded the podcast or the movie commentary. So that is now available to you all on Patreon. That is also scheduled for all you normals that hate us to come out on April 1st. No April Fool. So go watch Borderlands and listen to us while you watch it. And it's a fun time. Or just watch us watch it. And that's weird, but I'm sure you'll enjoy it too. And play Tunic, a little foxy game, Zelda inspired. If you have thoughts on it, let us know your thoughts. We will attempt to recreate those thoughts as authentically as possible on the episode itself that we record towards the end of the month. We also have a fun... Actually, this is a good CTA, a good call to action. If you would like to be on a fun game show type episode with us in the very near future, let us know as soon as you possibly can, because we need another contestant to be on this Patreon exclusive game show thing that we're recording before the end of the month. So your time starts now. Go. And then other than that, we talked about everything, right? Tier list, go watch the series season 1 finale.
Go check out Adam's PAX panel.
Go check out Adam's PAX panel over at pax.east.com/Adam at 9 p.m. over at the Commodore Theater.
Condor, but yeah.
Condor Theater. That's it. That's everything. And in like a week, if you're a patron over at patreon.com/Espawn, Respawn Aim Fire, you can vote on whatever April's barf game will be. And the chooser of that poll will be either Adam or Joel, and you all get to choose the game that they choose. You get to choose the game that they've chosen for you to choose from for choosing. That's it. That's it, everyone. Thank you so much for listening. Until next time, here's our usual sign off. Adam, what flavor of ice cream are you eating?
Birthday cake ice cream.